Good evening, everyone. My name is Courtney Leistensteiner, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions here at the Batten School. I'm really pleased that we can continue this formal webinar series that we have going on all fall. Right now, this evening, we're going to get started with an academic and curriculum overview from our very top experts at Batten on these matters, Amanda Crombie and Kristine Nelson. Before they introduce themselves, Jeff, did you want to say hello?
I always want to say hello. It's great to see everybody, and welcome again. Nice to see some repeat viewers. I will get out of the way quickly because you are going to hear from two really outstanding colleagues and outstanding people.
Thanks, Courtney. Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Crombie, and I am the Director of Academic Programs at the Batten School. Myself and Kristine Nelson, who you will meet in just a minute, are here this evening to talk with you about the academic programs that are offered here at Batten. I have been at the Batten School for just about 7 years at this point, and I have worked at the university for 18 years. I said that earlier this week, and I started laughing about how long I'd been at the university. I probably started at 12. So that said, welcome to this evening's program, and I will let Kristine Nelson, my colleague, introduce herself.
Good evening. As Amanda said, I'm Kristine Nelson, and I'm the Assistant Director of Academic Programs and the Registrar for the Batten School. I've been part of Amanda's team for 3 years, and I've been at UVA for 7. And I'm trying to count. We're delighted to be with you this evening and share a little bit about what you would learn if you join us next fall.
So as we both said, welcome. This is the academic program and curriculum overview for the Frank Batten School of Leadership and Public Policy at the University of Virginia. We are delighted to have you here, and this is an overview of what academic affairs at Batten looks like. The first part, this is kind of a table of contents of what you are going to hear about this evening. The first part is the MPP curriculum with an overview, the core curriculum structure, some information about MPP skills development. Some people may be interested in our dual degree programs that we have and we offer here at the Batten School with other schools at the University of Virginia. And then rounding out that portion will be CHIBO, which is Complete Immersion Batten Orientation, just a highlight about what we do as we prepare students to come into the Batten School. After that, we'll move into resources, talking about some of our Batten research centers, additional funding and learning opportunities, and then kind of an overview of what academic affairs does at the Batten School, and then we'll open it up for question and answers. So the MPP curriculum here at the Batten School consists of 12 core courses and 15 elective credits. That's a total of 49 credits, and I'll go through what those courses are kind of by content, and I will also show you a map of how the curriculum works over the course of 4 semesters. The first part is our policy analysis, concepts and tools section of the curriculum. That is our econ sequence, econ 1 and 2, research methods and data analysis sequence, which is also a 1 and a 2 sequence, and then foundational skills workshop. That's a 1 credit course, so that's how it winds up at 49 credits. Leadership courses are consisting of 3 courses within the core portion of the curriculum, but there are other ways to add more leadership courses to the curriculum. Those core courses are leadership in the public arena, psychology for leadership, and values-based leadership. There's one core course in context area, but also that can be supplemented by electives. That's the politics of public policy course. And then in our applied learning section of the curriculum, we have 3 courses: Introduction to Policy Analysis, and Applied Policy Project 1 and Applied Policy Project 2. In the elective section, that's 15 credits of electives. Those electives can either be 3 credit courses, 2 credit policy clinics, or 1 credit short courses. And then the final portion of the curriculum is an MPP summer internship, which takes 400 hours. as I can talk a little bit, and then hopefully we can pull the PowerPoint back up with the curriculum, the core curriculum structure. That structure includes the, as I mentioned, the CHIBA, which is Complete Immersion Batten Orientation. Complete Immersion Batten Orientation begins just before the start of the fall semester, and I'll mention a little bit more about that, but that's where that actually begins. And then, now our PowerPoint's coming back up, there we go. In the fall semester, of the first fall semester, you have Economics 1. As I mentioned, that's part of the evaluation and analysis curriculum. Then you also have Research Methods and Data Analysis 1, Psychology for Leadership, and Politics of Public Policy. Foundational Skills Workshop, I mentioned, is a 1-credit workshop that allows you to prepare and be ready for the fall semester and continue on through the curriculum. Spring semester, I also have a dog at home. Spring semester 1 is Economics 2, which is Policy and Evaluation, and it's the second in that economic sequence that I mentioned. Research Methods and Data Analysis. 2, Introduction to Policy Analysis, and Leadership in the Public Arena. Over the summer, between the first year and the second year, you complete a 400-hour policy-based internship. That internship allows you to work in an area that you're interested in pursuing further and getting more hands-on learning experience in the policy area of your interest. In the second fall semester, you begin the Applied Policy Project sequence. That's APP 1, Values-Based Leadership, and then you begin your electives. And in those electives, you have the opportunity to choose courses in any policy area of interest. The final spring semester, you participate in APP 2, which is the rounding out of the Applied Policy Project, and 3 classes of electives. Those 3 classes of electives, again, can be in whatever policy area of interest you want. One of the great things about the Batten curriculum is the fact that we have the ability to allow students to participate in not only classes at the Batten School, but also classes within the University of Virginia. So if there are graduate level courses that you're interested in taking that would round out your policy area, then we allow students to take classes in other parts of the university. Each spring, I do a survey of the student experience here at the Batten School, and one of the top things that I always like to hear about are what are the skills that our students are developing as they work through the MPP curriculum. These are the top ones. These are not all of them, but these are the top ones that we hear about a lot. Data analysis and analytical skills, professional writing, economic analysis, policy project design and execution, leadership, teamwork, problem solving, and public speaking. I mentioned our dual degree programs. Those are programs that are joint with other schools at the University of Virginia. We offer 5 dual degree programs. They are the MPP and the PhD in Education program with the Curry School of Education, the MPP and MBA, which is Masters of Business Administration with the Darden School, MPP and JD with the Law School here at UVA, MPP and the Masters of Public Health, which is through the School of Medicine and the Department of Public Health, and then the MPP and the MUEP, Masters of Urban and Environmental Planning through the Architecture School. The core courses in one of those programs counts as the electives in the other, which allows you to economize 1 year of study while completing 2 degrees. Students are enrolled in one or the other school depending upon the year. And so you pay tuition for one school each year, not both schools. So it allows you to take classes in both schools, but you're only paying the tuition of one school per year. And then academic planning and scheduling is managed through the academic program committees of both of those schools. Mentioned CHIBO. As I said, it's complete immersion Batten orientation. It is required. It is a non-graded, non-credit bearing preparatory program that we have for students to introduce you to the MPP curriculum, and it's provided at no cost to students. It is a series of activities and mock lectures to help you build a cohort and a group of students that you're going to be able to work with throughout the entire 2 years of your time at Batten. It also allows you to ease back into some of those classes that you might not have taken in a while, or things like some algebra, calculus, other optimization techniques, and then allows you to bring in some intuition provided by the applications of economics and public policy. In the fall of 2021, we already have it planned. CHIBO will be offered between August 9th and the 13th, and August 16th through 20th and the 23rd. So it's a 2-week program, and it's run from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. This year, we had the opportunity to try out some virtual options for CHIBO, but we did also still have some in-person portions of CHIBO. We're hoping to bring back more in-person portions of the complete immersion Batten orientation this coming year, but at this point, we're waiting to see how things work out and what we're going to need to do virtually versus in person. I'm going to now turn it over to Kristine and let her talk a little bit about resources here at the Batten School, and then we'll open it up for question and answers at the end.
Thank you, Amanda. I'm going to touch on some of our research centers. The Batten School has 6 nationally renowned research centers that are listed here, as you can see, and with links to their website. So we'll make this PowerPoint available to you if you'd like. They're also all on our website. I'll touch briefly on each, but as you hear something that interests you or have a policy area of interest, please do explore their websites. They have a plethora of knowledge and information for you to explore, and opportunities as well. So starting with the Center on Education Policy and Workforce Competitiveness, also known as Ed Policy Works, a little easier to say. It's a joint collaboration between the School of Education and Human Development and the Batten School. And Ed Policy Works seeks to bring together researchers and policymakers from across the university and the state. And they focus on important questions of educational policy and implications for workforce competitiveness. Their interdisciplinary research covers education policy at all learning levels, from pre-K to higher ed. So that's a great resource. Second, we have the Center for Effective Lawmaking. They go by CEL. It's a joint partnership between the Batten School and Vanderbilt University. The center grew out of the Legislative Effectiveness Project, which seeks to utilize data to give an effectiveness score for individual lawmakers and legislative institutions in Congress. CEL has numerous research projects. They host annual conferences, and they've created materials to help lawmakers become more effective. They also provide opportunities for public involvement through events with former and current legislators. Third, we have the Center for Leadership Simulation and Gaming, also known as CLSG. And it is a partnership between the Batten School and NASPA, which is the Network of Schools and Public Policy Affairs and Administration. CLSG creates innovative policy-focused simulation games that emphasize leadership, critical analysis, and strategic thinking around complex social issues. Some of their recent projects have included food security, mass migration, pandemics, and sustainable transit. Batten students are welcome to apply as RAs and do research on policy and implementation, and they say no software coding skills are needed. We also have the Global Policy Center, GPC. Their mission is to work towards overcoming critical humanitarian and development challenges around the world. At the heart of GPC's work is the Humanitarian Collaborative. The collaborative brings together faculty, staff, and students from across grounds with practitioners and community partners. They utilize interdisciplinary research, advocacy, and policy projects to bridge the gap between scholars and practitioners for a greater impact in regards to humanitarian aid. So a great organization. Also, as funding is available, have opportunities to work with them. The National Policy Center, NSPC, provides evidence-based teaching, research, and policy engagement on pressing security issues facing the U.S. and the globe. NSPC's mission is to train the next generation of national security leaders and scholars through research, workshops, and training programs. They offer RA positions during the school year, and they run a formal internship program every summer. The NSCP provides grants to students to conduct research. They also will work with MPP students to find APP clients within the Department of Defense. The APP is the Applied Policy Project, which is the capstone of your experience at Batten. And finally, we have the Social Entrepreneurship at UVA, also called SE at UVA. They offer opportunities for students to learn about social entrepreneurship and impact investing through experiential education programs and fellowships. They offer a robust speaker series. They have various competitions and summits, in addition to working with partner organizations such as Hack Seville, Profit with Purpose, and other UVA student organizations focused on entrepreneurial solutions to local and global problems. So you should check these out at your convenience. We do, as I mentioned, several of the centers offer funding opportunities. We also have for rising second year MPP students. I'll just bring everything up because I think that's where I get caught. You can apply to be a graduate teaching assistant and in our first year MPP classes and a couple undergraduate classes. The GTAs do receive in-state tuition and a stipend and health insurance. So it's a wonderful opportunity to assist with your funding your second year. We also, as I mentioned, through the centers have research opportunities, but other faculty not associated with the center do also receive grants and have experiences that they need help with and research that might interest you. And so occasionally we'll send out notices when there are fellowships, internships, or just an RA position available with various faculty at the Batten School. So you want to keep your eye on those. And as we said, we're with Academic Affairs. We are a 4-person team that fall under the Associate Dean of Academics, Jay Shimshak at the Batten School, and we oversee anything to do with academics and your learning. So work with faculty, with policies and procedures that involve classrooms and academics, do advising and mentoring. In fact, Amanda is officially your advisor, and although she is your advisor, faculty are always available for specific advice in a field or a obviously career. I believe we had a webinar already about them, but for academic advising, it's Amanda. And if you have other questions, faculty are always available as well. That's what's different about the Batten School, with staff to help get you through your coursework. We also make sure you graduate. That's part of my job, and confer your degree at the end. And as I mentioned, there are obviously opportunities for research that comes through our office. You're usually hired by posting through Academic Affairs and then hired by the faculty. We do work with curriculum committees to develop and assess curriculum. We are accredited, and therefore we have to go through accreditation every 5 or 7 years, I'm not sure. But we do work with making sure the curriculum meets the needs of current policymakers, and that's not only with our MPP, we also have a BA and a minor and our dual degree programs as well. Basically, we help promote you to be active intellectual learners, and that is the end of our formal presentation.